Hey everyone, just got back from Summoners Cup this weekend, and it was a blast. Here I've got an interview with EmoTempest, and if you like him or want to find out more about him or the deck he's playing or anything else, his social media links will be down below. Let's get into it. What were your expectations going to the Summoners Cup? What were you thinking? What did you think you were going to see, and then what did you actually see?
Well, first of all, yeah, I was definitely expecting. So there hasn't been a lot of things to go off of since nationals, and there was a tournament going on this weekend as well, and we didn't really know what people were experimenting with or thinking about for the last of this meta of this opus. So I was really just expecting a lot of Windwater, Rampir, and Waff, and the new Evan Tens Rampir as well. And so I kind of just decided I wanted to go rogue for it because I don't think those decks can I don't know if people can adapt with those decks yet. The decks are obviously strong enough to do their own thing, but um, yeah, I wanted to go with something rogue, and that's why I chose the Wind Lightning that I went with.
Yeah, what did you actually end up seeing? Because I didn't see Rampir or Waff once the entire time, and like as we were talking to some people there, they're like, oh yeah, I brought because it's basically a locals. I brought this fun deck or whatever. What did you end up seeing?
All right, so round one was I actually forgot my round one already. I think it was no round two was Chocobos. Round one was man, totally like blanking on this one though. But then I played the Agrias Sergio with Agrias, one of our locals, and then I played Waff after that, and then I played the Blender. Uh, Brian Liu, uh, Tony Jins, and I guess Sam was working on it with them too. The Blender, which is that like anti meta, you can't do nothing like deck. It's really annoying. Um, yeah, when I remember my round one, I'll let you know.
Well, so maybe this will jog your memory because I ended up playing Chocobos in my third round. I played
Okay,
Wind
I
Water,
remember.
but it had a bunch of other colors. It had Bahamut Zero. It had all this other stuff in it. So it had a lot of it was a Wind Water deck, but it was not Weewa. Um,
Okay.
I played Mono Earth. I also played Sergio. Uh, that was my round two. He was my second loss. My Dream Crusher. um, what was that? So round one, round two, round three was Chocobos. Round four was Mono Earth. Oh, what was my round five?
And I remember my round one was actually I don't know how I could funny. It was funny. It was Chad, and he was playing a um, tricolor waff, which was super interesting. But I just like aggroed him out before he could like do his thing,
So you
and
out aggroed Waff.
yeah, well that's why it's funny, right? Like, and then but I kept hitting his ice cards in the damage, so he couldn't like do what he wanted to do.
Right.
He had dead
Yeah.
ice cards.
He flashed it to me real quick. I saw like Mecha Chocobo
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, and I was like, "What? What are you running?"
Yeah, yeah, because Mecha, with snow and rain in Mecha Chocobo, you just like, all the things have haste, and then you start swinging, doling things, and then
And then
Mecha Chocobo
breaking
just
them,
starts
right?
breaking stuff, additional things, right? So it's really good.
That's pretty cool.
It's a strong concept, but like I tried building it. Like I don't know how long he's been play testing it or whatever, or like the success he's had with it. But when that idea had popped into my head, I just couldn't figure it out. So I dropped that idea quick. Honestly, I wanted to see more, but we didn't get to play too much after that. So yeah, yeah.
So what did you win against? What did you lose against?
So I won round one against the Tricolor Wolf. I won round two against Chocobos. It was Bailey playing Chocobos. I was really worried about that deck because like I thought it would be faster than me, but I think the decks are the same speed, but mine are just bigger and like mine do more things, right? So like I had Von into Ilua, which can eat the little things, right? Like the three drops and the thing and like I don't know,
Yeah,
just a little stuff, right?
the 3 drops, the 4 drops. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then like the other thing too was that I was able to start like picking stuff off with my other effects because that deck just runs like Fat Chocobo, the new Fat Chocobo, and then just like all
Immune.
forwards and like a few summons.
Yeah.
And so I had other things like the Fran. Like I played Balthier to search the Fran to kill the Chocobo Knight. I played Zidane to get one of the Fat Chocobos out of her hand. And eventually she's still able to get it with Izana later, but my forwards were just doing more to kind of disrupt than her deck did. I think both decks were the same speed, but like again, I think that was the main difference. And then later, like just to finish it off, I was able to Rain attack with Rain and Shoal, so I reduced her board by 4K, and then I was able to like push through because she had like a lot of bodies on board.
Yeah. Well, and by reducing 4K, like you're almost maybe not like board wipe, but you're gonna clear out some of the chocobos just in that alone.
Sure. So like the ones that special summon the knight and like the 1 drops, right? Like the one that gives first strike and black chocobo or whatever. All those like gone. So it was very helpful to do that. Round 3 was Sergio. He knows my deck too well already. We like since nationals we've had this. My deck, I always felt that my deck could beat Agrias, but he knows how to play against it so well that he plays right. And I actually made one questionable decision on my part. I Zidaned him mid game. He had Kadaj, Cloud, and the 6-drop Ramza L, and I was like, I ended up getting rid of the Kadaj from his hand because I didn't want him to remove the Bahamut Zero or the Al Cid I had in my break zone, because I had Sage in hand and the backup that brings Bahamut Zero back. So I wanted to leave those plays open so I can close out later, but I should have got rid of the bigger threats. So that was my mistake. I think that was the biggest mistake I made that game. And then so he got that one. Round 4 was against Jen playing her WoW, but I aggroed that. I got there faster than she did. I was able to Vaughn into Ilua turn 2, and then I drew into the Ramza and then Zidane later as well, so it was good. And then Maya made an appearance too. So I got that one, and then I tried to rush Sam round 5 against the Blender. I got 3 points of damage, hit the Shantoto. I thought I was in a good spot because he hadn't built up his board yet, and I did Zidane him twice. But sure enough, he top decks the next Shantoto. Like it was like maybe he had like 40 cards still left in deck. It wasn't much. It had been 3 turns.
And he's only running 2 in the deck, so like what are the odds,
I know
right?
he's running 3, and I know he can get it back, but had he not seen that immediately the following turn, I might have been able to like try to deck him out or last longer. The real problem is too that my deck the deck I was playing is mostly 3-drops, so Arcanist is just able to say, yeah, no 3s can attack, and then like only Vaughn or Alcid can attack.
Right.
So once because he was able to Shantoto me as early as he did, I wasn't able to speed out like the deck does, and so I lost that one too. But I did get 5th. I did top 8, so that was good for me.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. So like, there's 22 people showed up, right? I got 10th with my deck. You got 5th.
You got X2 right as well.
Yeah, I was X2. My 2 losses were my first game, which is just my fault. I made several mistakes. I just wasn't warmed up. And what was the other loss? Oh, and Sergio, who ended up top 4.
Second.
He didn't get second.
Yeah, he seeded second, I'm pretty sure.
I thought Jen and Jacob got first and... Well, I guess, because
I'm talking about, like, cut to top 8, like, who got...
and going into 8, right, yeah.
Yeah, going into standing. And, yeah, so he was second seed. So that's probably why my tiebreakers were good, because my only loss were against the first and second seed, right?
Right. What'd you get for being top 8? Because all top 16 got the Cactar, right? And then top 8 got...
Top 16 got the Cactar. Top 8 got Pax. And the Marsh promo, actually it's Marsh, but it was the February full art Marsh promo. And then actually we were really cool that a lot of us got Star Symbols too, which was nice. But I don't know I think only top 4. Oh no, top 4 get the foil Star Sybil.
Right, yeah, he said that. Top 4 got the foil Sybil and the mat.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
to be honest, that's what I was going for. I wanted the
Always
goddamn
great.
mat. That thing, that artwork is beautiful.
It was fun. Yeah, I love tactics enough to want to get something like that. So it was cool. It was
Yeah,
definitely. At least we get to see it now, right? Like between like Sergio's gonna bring it, so I'll always have to. I can always look at it. So
yeah. Like that's pretty over there, but put
I'll
it over
just
here.
flex with my nationals map in the meantime.
Yeah, yeah, right. Go just flex. Like it's like I play my reunion mat now, and I'm like it's more honestly like I guess some people might think of it as me flexing, but it's more like a reminder to myself. Be like I got there once, I need to get there again. Like I need to be, and that's the level I need to be playing at. Um,
Yeah, I think that's actually why for, for you and for if you know the viewers or whatever, it's funny. That's why I ended up getting that store champion mat that I play with now.
mhm.
Um, because I did store champion 3 times in a row here well, for our locals, right? Like I took it 3 times in a row.
I well, since I'm trying to get to nationals, I think I'm gonna have to go to a few of these. I mean, unless I get really lucky, even if I do get lucky, like and not lucky, but like even if I do get it in Tampa,
Yeah,
I may still go to a few of the other ones throughout the year just to keep warm, right? Because like that's the thing, like above anything else, and like and my first reunion match shows that, right? Like the night before reunion one, it
yeah,
was we just like jammed it all day, and woke up that morning, warmed up again, and then went and played and like was just on top of it, right? And then
yeah. I fell asleep early in it, but we still we still did good, I think.
yeah, and then this Summoners Cup, right? We get there, so well, let's take a second to talk about that, right? Like we drove up, we woke up early, drove up, went played, and then drove back all in the same day. And I think it was a blast all throughout. Like I loved the car ride up. Everyone there was a blast. Everyone was just in like in a good mood,
Yeah, yeah.
and like there was still a little bit of a competitive atmosphere, but by the same token, like I feel like it's not the same as reunion or probably any of the cups or anything like that, where like everyone's like focused and like yo, they're on the eyes on the prize. Um,
Yeah, and I was talking to Jen about this too after our match. Like it's nice to like to come out to these like to other shops, and it's something that I've always liked to do. So and I'm hoping we can go to some of the L3s, which is what I was going to bring up too when you said you were wanted to go to some of the other ones. Like, is it Gamers Heaven in Pennsylvania, and then Legendary Wolf Games in Omaha,
mhm.
Nebraska or whatever. They're doing L3 events too. I can't remember where the third one is, but we should try to go to an L3 event too because those are going to be like I think those are going to be the most. I don't want to say most spikeable, but like the meta's gonna like no one's gonna know what to do there, right? Until after the first one,
Yeah,
because the format's gonna be so like it's gonna be pretty much uncharted territory. Like again, it's gonna be
yeah,
double uncharted territory, right? Because
right.
the
Because
new
not only
set,
is it the Opus, but new rule set, or not rule
yeah,
set,
like
but limitation.
yeah, exactly. It's like the new format that's like gonna be something, and it's like I would definitely want to just go to one of them. So probably the first one, which is Pennsylvania, at Collins store over there, I think.
Hmm.
And it's gonna be it's gonna be fun.
So all right, so let's talk about your deck, and
Yes.
and what you were
So
playing.
right. So I took a Wind Lightning deck I created a while back. It's called a Fantastic. I don't know if Lachlan's gonna post the deck list soon or not, but I don't know if he's gonna do top 8 or top 4 either.
I think
But
he said he was going to do top 8.
I think so too. But I'll hit him up with it later or when he asks me for it. But yeah, it just kind of revolves around the Opus 10 starter van, which I found to be broken and amazing. Um, and so I built like it's a very aggro 3 drop heavy like deck that uses Alcid to bring stuff out, and then Rain and Ishtola to give everything haste.
Mhm.
It also uses the old Opus 3, I think, Legendary Bards. Yeah, Opus 3 Legendary Bards that has that gets like buffs based on how many names, and then it uses like stupid summons like Bahamut Zero and Diabolos. So yeah, it kind of just like goes super wide, super fast, and then
And then says
uh,
F you to your opponent's board, and then
yeah,
push
it
through.
just says bye. Yeah, it just says get out of my way. And really the main thing like about the deck is you want to flip Vaughn. You want to have Vaughn flip something like Diana, I'm Rain, Diana, Ilua, or even like the Barts when you have like a few forwards. So like you have four things swinging in.
Hmm.
Because one of the main things was that Rain is such a good card, but it's underused because he's slow, right? You have to either already have it in there. Um, you have to already have the light Rain or another Rain in your hand, and then like he kind of just, if you bring him out on his own and you don't have the forwards to back him up, he kind of just sits there and it's very annoying and he doesn't do much. So um, the whole point was to usually have one like in your hand, and then have Vaughn bring one out somehow, or like you have him accompanied by three other forwards. Give him haste, have him attack, buff everyone, reduce the enemy side, and then like have everyone swinging in over stuff. So it kind of just like takes advantage of that.
How does Vaughn's, and this is my lack of an experience. How does Vaughn's ability work with name clashes? Because like what is the, I don't remember the exact text.
So Vaughn says, Vaughn enters the field, reveal top five cards of your deck, play a forward of cost three or less among them onto the field, then shuffle other cards revealed and return them to the bottom of your deck. If you ever see 5 points of damage or more, perform this action twice.
Right.
Right?
So
And so, yeah,
so if you can't play a 3-drop like out of the 5 because you have the same name, you're kind of screwed, right? But like obviously the deck's built so that it doesn't happen very often.
yeah, it barely. So there's 29 forwards. It barely misses. The only things that overlap, there's only two Maya, three Diana, and three Zidanes, right? But Zidane usually doesn't stick around long, and Ilua and Rain are designed to have multiples of, so you don't play them unless. So it's very rare that I'll have an Ilua flip another Rain or Ilua and not another target. So it's really like it hasn't happened. I'll be honest, like it hasn't. I'm sure it can.
Right. But see, that's a key point, right? Like anyone else who's playing your deck, you know, like okay, you know what's in your deck. You're keeping count of what's in your deck, what you've seen, what's in your break zone. So you're like, cool,
Yeah.
I have Illua, I'm gonna keep that in hand. Whereas someone else
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't know the deck, who didn't build the deck but learned it, saw it online and is playing it, they'll play Illua and then flip it over and be like, oh shoot, now I can't do it, right? So like it doesn't happen to you because of the pilot. You know not to play Illua.
I know what to do for it, right? And like, the other thing is too, I can even like for the most part, I make reads too. Like I guess like I go, all right, I've seen 10 of these. I'm halfway through my backups. I'm pretty sure it's time for a Diana to come out. Like so, I'll bond into exactly what I need, and at 5 points of damage, I'll reveal 10 cards, and I can guarantee what I get. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I think that's important, right? Because a lot of people, you'll hear a lot of people talk about these decks, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so powerful! You always get what you need, etc." This and that. It's like, yeah, but what they're not saying is all the mental work that's going into that play, right? Like I just said, you know not to play certain cards out of your hand, and you're keeping track of break zone, hand, what you've seen, what you haven't seen, how many cards are left in your deck. And so all of that plays into the statistics. It's like, okay, I'm going to flip Vaughn over, and I've got a really good chance of getting this, especially if you're at 5 damage and you're doing 10 cards. Like at that, and then if you're at 5 damage, you're at least halfway through the game, I would say, right? So you've got what, like 20 cards left, let's say. Like you're going to see half your deck. Your chances of getting what you need is pretty high. Like you're doing all of that mental math, and it's so yeah, the deck is doing work, but like let's not take it away. Like the pilot, are a big contributor to that. And I think I think a great way to show that actually is so at the Summoners Cup there were a few people who had just come back from a hiatus or were new to the game, and you were playing, like, let me see your deck, right? Because we saw how they were playing and we're like, oh, like, there's some efficiencies that you can do, like your deck's not doing as not as bad as you think it is. There's just some efficiencies that you need to do, etc. And like you played their deck and gave them one of your decks. I think it was like he chose it, but I think it was a little mean to give him your OTK deck. Like that's a technical deck. Like if you don't know what you're looking for, you can easily pitch yourself out of that game.
Yeah.
And then you beat him with his deck, even though like your deck is more powerful. Like a lot of it goes into the pilot and who's playing it, knowing everything.
That's what he said, right? He's like, oh, I'm gonna. Your deck is more powerful. There's, and I'm like, well, let me play your deck. And a lot of that too is just making the right choices too, right? Like I was, watching him play a game right before, and I didn't like I had to stop him. I go, no, don't do that. Like and opponent, nice guys, Ben and Andrew. We met them yesterday, but like um they were just like he was playing off, but he was like playing things a little. It's really just out of order too, right? Like he was playing Rain first and then the other forwards. But you
Right.
don't do that. You play the other forwards and then Rain too. Just
So she's protected. Yeah.
that, and she's like you maximize. You make her zero. Like that's the whole point, right? That's why that deck's good too, right? Because you can throw her down whenever you want.
Right.
But yeah, so it's just like just it just takes practice, and it also helps to get fresh set of eyes too, like watching other stuff. That's usually how I get better too. Like when I was learning the water OTK deck, Alex was watching me play it against Tacos, and he's like, "Why didn't you just do this and this instead of that?" And I'm like, now I understand. Like that makes a ton more sense than like I was like I went from drawing 8 cards to 10 cards, or like it was just smarter play, right? Like
Yeah.
and I oh. and that's why I didn't take it ultimately yesterday too. I lack like cognitive like decision making like so the thing is that's why reps with certain deck. That's why it's best with certain deck.
Wait,
Because
can you say that again? Because you were cutting in and out.
Oh, sorry. That's why it's better to take like a deck that you've had like multiple reps with, because you've already programmed your brain to respond cognitively to certain like situations, right? Like when you were faced against X, you're like, okay, I know that I need to play this to get this out instead. So you prioritize that, or like you're going for game, you want to do this and this and that against this matchup or whatever, right? And so it's like I have more reps with the Wind Lightning, so I took Wind Lightning and it paid off for me. And I played everyone again with the water OTK deck, and I would have gotten destroyed. So it was.
So let's talk about that real quick before we cut out here. Like, where can people find you? I mean, probably a lot of people here know you. Let's be honest. But just in case, and for any of those who don't know you, what is it you do? Where do they find you? And what do you have up there that you want them to go check out?
Sorry, you can literally Google me on EmoTempest on any, and like you'll find me on all my platforms on everything. So just feel free to do that. But yeah, man, just if you guys ever have any questions, so you can hit me up. I'd be happy to send anybody the list to, or you could just check out my video. I will be doing my card of the week stuff too, and I just found out that the first series of community spoilers came out. I didn't realize that they were out already. If you guys haven't checked those out, I'm not on this one, but I was asked to commentate on I think one of the following ones. So I'm happy to let you guys know that you can expect me to be on those. So,
and you used to do not necessarily the card of the week, but like you used to I think you did was it last set or something like that, where you like talked about a lot of the spoilers all in one shot. Are you gonna be doing something like that again?
Yeah, as soon as I get some time, I want to do that. Right now, I'm just enjoying covering the big ones that they're revealing. But yeah, I've been planning on doing a bulk shot of like everything we have revealed so far. I usually like to do 2 parts, and I think we have enough right now because the set's like 3 weeks away, almost, right? We talked about that. Yeah, it's about 3 weeks away. So I might just do one and then call it, or maybe one now and then one right before it drops. Or I might not even do it and then just do the set review, because I didn't do a set review last set. So yeah, if anything, maybe we can do one together here of all the spoilers, and then that'll be great.
That'd be cool. I'd love to do that. I think because I have a lot of views and things, but you obviously have more experience than I do, and I think 2 heads are better than 1 on something like that, right? Because like how many times a set comes out and we're like, oh, this card's great, and then that card sucks because of something else or whatever that we didn't consider, or so I'd love to do it like something like this where we're talking about it, right? We'll set something up maybe, or maybe even maybe we'll do it in person. We'll see. And
yeah, that'd be great. We get a cast on it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. If we can get that set up, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Anytime.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I know our schedules were a little tough to coordinate, so
yeah, but we could do this every week now. I think as long as you're okay doing it in the
yeah. So there you have it. That's the interview. I had to cut it up quite a bit because we went really, really over time, and I wanted to make sure that you guys got all the important information in a timely manner. So go ahead and follow Emo. The links are down below. My links are also down below as always, and hope you had fun.